Welcome to the Green Power Rally. We're so glad to see you here. And I'm Phoebe Sorgan. I'm an elected Green Party County Councilor. It's our honor to present 5 local candidates tonight, as well as Dr. Jill Stein, the Green Party's 2016 and 2012 U.S. presidential candidate. You'll hear more about Jill before she speaks later tonight. Here's the plan. If she comes pretty soon, she'll get to say a few words now. Oh, okay, Sandra says she's here. Oh, okay, she's having a meeting nearby. So when she comes in, she'll say a few words, and then we'll hear from our local candidates, starting with Mike Murphy, Bridget Duffy, Laura Wells, Saeed Karamuz, and then Aidan Hill. Then we'll have a couple of songs by Gigi Murphy, because we might at that point be ready for some more music. And then we'll hear from our trusty county facilitator, Greg Jan, and Nassim Nouri, before Jill gives her more lengthy address, ending with questions and answers, when you'll have a chance in this very intimate gathering for interaction with Dr. Stein and our candidates. So, if you are ready, Jill, to speak briefly now and more at length later, please give a warm welcome to Dr. Jill Stein. That's not our mic stand. Hallie.
No, these are mics.
Those are yours. Okay, thank you.
So, hi everybody. Hi. It's great to be here in the Bay Area, and it's great to be with Greens and California Greens, and to be rallying behind our candidates who are leading the charge for an America and a world. And of recent days, the horrific, massacre that took place in a synagogue in Pittsburgh. Was it yesterday? The day before? I'm a little bit jet lagged right now, but it was yesterday. All right. So that terrible massacre, on top of the pipe bomb threats, on top of what shall we say, an assortment of people, yours truly included in their promo. I don't know if you've heard about that. It hasn't been widely circulated, but we'll just leave it at that. But some very dark things are out there that are, shall we say, have us in the target hairs as well. As everyday people are in the target hairs right now. And, I just want to comment that this is not separate from the general political environment that we're living in right now, which is one of authoritarianism, of right-wing extremism, and of violence. And we're seeing this in our endless wars. We're also seeing this in the new climate of McCarthyism, with its censorship, with its warmongering, and with its repression against political opposition. And we as Greens are very much, in the target hairs on that, because we really are political opposition right now. We're really the voice against empire. We're the voice for peace. We're the voice against austerity. We're the voice of economic justice, of the right to a job for everyone at a good living wage, the right to health care, the right as a human right to a Medicare for all system. Are the Democrats providing it? No. They're all for it until they have the power to deliver, and then suddenly there are obstructions that prevent it. The right to education as a human right. An entire generation is locked into student debt from which there is no escape right now. Yet we know that paying for public higher education pays for itself 7 times over. For every dollar we put in through the tax base, we get back $7 in return. You know, we are spending 57% of our current congressional budget on these endless wars. Next to, outside of our military expenditures, you know, it's just window dressing. If you actually look at the congressional budget, the next biggest expenditure of our congressional dollars, the so-called discretionary budget, the next biggest expenditure after the military is like 7 to 10% for education, for healthcare, for housing, administration, a variety of things. But it's outrageous. So, you know, the point is that we are the ones we've been waiting for. The Democrats are not going to deliver. Nancy Pelosi has already stated that if the Democrats take back the House, it's going to be a go slow policy on climate. They're going to hold hearings as opposed, you know, as if we haven't studied this enough over decades. We know what we need to do on climate. We need a Green New Deal. We need to declare an emergency. We need to solve the crisis of our economy, our climate, and the endless wars. We can do that in one fell swoop with a Green New Deal. So we have amazing candidates. This is where the rubber hits the road. This is where we get from, you know, we move from the academic debate society down to how we actually engage with the community. We engage around our candidates and our campaigns, and we have some incredible candidates tonight that I really hope people will support, that you'll contribute to, that you will make some calls for, and that you'll get involved and stay involved. People are mobilizing. There's never been a better time for it. Ranked choice voting is surging, and when people try to do the blame game and the shame game against Green Party voters, remind them that people who voted Green would not otherwise have voted. The people we take votes from are the non-voting bloc. And guess what? That's the biggest voting bloc there is. 100 million people in the last election who chose not to vote for either of the 2 establishment candidates being stuffed down their throats. So we are not the cause of Trumpism. We are the antidote to Trumpism. And the rubber hits the road right here with our candidates. I'm going to pass the microphone on and hold on to your hat. You're going to hear some great stuff tonight. Thanks so much.